Hey guys, I'm Matei and welcome to a science-based fitness channel. Now, I'm gonna show you a thing that you can do in your training session that's guaranteed by science to up your gains and also keep you healthy and properly functioning and improve your muscle. So, maybe you want to do it, I don't know. Should I go on? Yeah? Okay, cool. So, from what I've read, actually Arnold Schwarzenegger did special classes on this so he could improve his posing and muscle gain and overall recovery after training, therefore improving his performance. I'm talking about stretching. I know you hear about it all over the place, everybody talks about it, but nobody does it. So I've been doing track and field for 15 years and I know exactly how important it is. I usually do it after, I used to do it after every training session, but since I'm done with track and field, I haven't been doing it that much and I can definitely feel it. However, I'm pushing myself to stretch a little bit more after each session, be it just the muscle that I work or my whole body. It has to be a little bit of stretching. If not, maybe foam rolling, but still. I'm gonna show you a few stretching exercises for today that are focusing on the biggest problems that we're having because of our daily social life. Society pushes us into sitting down a lot, driving a lot, and basically just going against our biomechanics. We change posture in our cervical zone, lumbar zone, and it's dysfunctional to a level where it brings, I'm not gonna say a bad word, but a lot of pain. I think you know what I was going with that word. Anyway, I'm gonna show you the first exercise, and this one is going to be for your quads and also iliopsoas. It's gonna focus on improving your lower back pain. Now, what you're gonna do is you need to use this expensive mat. It's a must. I don't have a link in the description for you to buy it. This is specially made for this. I'm joking. Okay, so what you need to do is drop down on one knee and just say, will you marry? No. Okay. You're gonna grab your feet here, and as you do so, make sure that you're gonna drop your hip towards the floor. Now, you're gonna do this just like this. Automatically your hand is gonna pull on your feet, but make sure if you don't feel it, make sure that you pull just a little bit more. Now I'm just showing off my mobility here, but most of us don't have that much. I have this much just because I have a back problem and I've been doing it a lot. So there's a lot of science into stretching, a lot of science into stretching. However, you could read a lot of studies where they say you should stretch like 6 seconds, and then you find some other studies just as pertinent as the other one where they say you should stretch for like 45 seconds or 30 seconds or 15 seconds, or the duration of the stretching doesn't matter. What I've learned is that 15 seconds is just the bare minimum. This is just from my experience. So another thing that I know is actually I watched an interview with Usain Bolt's coach where he said that before training it's important to warm up and stretch, but if you stretch it for 2 or more seconds, it's actually gonna have a bad impact on your training. So make sure that you do a lot of dynamic stretch before your workout and a lot more passive stretching after. Now I'm gonna do the other leg. Make sure you're in good position. Balance is key, just as in life. So grab it here and pull. Now as I start to pull, I'm noticing a painful discomfort. Basically that's the same thing, but a painful and a discomfort in my groin area. Also I feel my quads stretching, but that's actually what I want. So your quads are pulling your hips down, and that puts your lower back into a hyperextension, thus inflaming, contracting your vertebral muscles, your lower vertebral muscles, and from there it's just that your hip from this position, so this is like a normal lordosis and this is a hyperlordosis. Now this is where it gets you if your quads are too tight. When that's happening, you're gonna get a little bit of pain just because your sciatic nerve has 3 roots here and then it goes down to your leg. When you have a really tight lower back, it presses on a sciatic nerve, causing you pain throughout both legs or one or the other. And we're back with the second exercise. It's going to be a classic one. It's going to be the one that you've probably seen all over the place. But before I do it, I'll tell you exactly why I'm doing and why I chose this. So when you do this exercise, that specific muscle that's stretching is actually allowing your hips for a more range, like for a bigger range of motion. Doing that is actually, just by doing that, is actually releasing a lot of tension in that area and helping with any back problems you might or might not have. So I'm gonna go down and do the exercise. It's a hamstring stretch. So from this position, now it's really important when you do a hamstring stretch that you pull on your toes. That way you'll be sure to have a straight knee. Pulling on your toes is going to engage your quads, locking the knees and stretching your calves as well and your Achilles tendon. So you lean forward and you maintain here for anywhere between 20-45 seconds, even more if you feel comfortable in this position. I could probably sleep like that. Yeah, so you might feel a bit uncomfortable. The thing about stretching is you're not supposed to be comfortable while doing it. It's supposed to cause you pain, but it's just a little bit of a different pain in terms of it has a shade of good in it, right? So this kind of pain that you feel during stretching is just a pain that it's really temporary. Once you stop doing it, there's no pain. And on top of that, the pain you had before stretching is gone as well. Now it's not gonna stay gone. It's gonna come back for sure, but it's gonna come down to maybe a degree lower, right? This time, and then you stretch again, and it's gonna be better, and then again and again. You see where I'm going? So consistency is key with stretching, just as with training. That's why I'm telling you that this will up your gains. It will speed up recovery. It will connect your muscles with your nervous system a lot better, and on top of this, you will help your muscular system to regain one of its abilities, which is called elasticity. And that's actually an ability of the muscle. So your muscle stretches and then it contracts. So if, for example, you don't stretch too much, then you'll notice, because when you do a bicep curl, for example, by default you're not going all the way down and you're stopping here. If you don't stretch, by default you'll notice that your hands are going to be somewhat like this instead of normal like this. I'm not forcing it like this. It's just that I really know that a tight chest brings a lot of tension on your back and you don't want that. See how I rhyme? It's because it's true. Okay, now for the third exercise and last one as well, we're going to do stretching that's going to go from your pinky all the way down to your toes on your sides. Now, I like this one because it stretches your quadro lombarum. This is a muscle that's right here That as well gets really tight just because you're sitting down, you're not moving too much, or you're in traffic at the office or whatever. Anyway, I'm just gonna do it. It's really straightforward. What you have to do is one arm up here, legs a bit wider than your shoulders maybe, and other than that, just go to one side and stretch your arm as much as you can. Hold the position for about 30 seconds on both sides, and that should be enough. As you start and as you go into the position, you'll immediately feel a stretch in your internal and external obliques, but believe me, it works on your quadriceps as well. I should know because I have problems with it. Anyway, now on the other side is just the same. From here, you just you reach. The more you reach, the better. Now, if you look towards the ceiling or just up, make sure that you don't see your shoulder that much. If you do, it just means that you're like this and you're making it easy for you. So make sure that your shoulders are aligned and 90-degree angle on the floor. Again, hold it for about 30 seconds, see how that feels for you, see how it works. Drop me a comment, tell me how you felt after this stretching session. I know it works, it just does wonders for me. I always feel the blood flowing and I feel a little bit more alive and ready for the workout. Like and subscribe. Other than that, see you guys online.